This game preview is brought to you by Manscaped's Premium Ultra Soft Boxer Briefs 2.0. Complete with the all-new jewel pouch to protect your stones. Use the promo code SACCITY for 20% off and free worldwide shipping. Manscaped, the perfect tools to protect your jewels.
We're kicking things off with our Week 2 season preview with the Los Angeles Chargers at 1-0.
It's game preview. We are previewing the games for Week 2, not seasons. We are previewing games.
Game preview. Los Angeles Chargers at 1-0, traveling to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs, also 1-0 tonight on Thursday Night Football. The Chiefs opened up as 3-point favorites in this game. Really, Vegas thinks this game could be a coin flip with an over/under of 52.5 points. I want this to be noted here that Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert have played 3 times in their careers, and all 3 games have been decided by a game-winning score in the final minute or in overtime. So this game is expected to be another close one, another high-scoring game. Aaron, what do you think the X factor in this game is going to be?
The X factor is going to be, can somebody on the Chargers fill that Keenan Allen role and step up? I get it. Justin Herbert's very similar to Patrick Mahomes. I don't really think he needs a number 1 guy, but I saw last week a Mike Williams kind of disappear. He went to DeAndre Carter and guys like Gerald Everett. So who is going to be that guy that they need to step up and actually make those plays? I think for the Chargers in this game, I don't think there's much defense here. Listen, the Chargers defense played really good against the Raiders. I thought some of that was schematically poor on the Raiders' part. But I think the Chiefs are different. I don't care how good a Khalil Mack is or how good a Joey Bosa is, how good that Chargers secondary thinks they are. You are now taking on a different animal when we're talking about Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. So I think it's about offensively, who can the Chargers trust to step up in moments where it matters most, where they usually go to 3rd and 8, it's Keenan Allen over the middle. 3rd and 12, it's Keenan Allen over the middle. And then, they sprinkle in guys to get involved and make plays. But I think tonight, 3rd down is going to be huge. Who are going to be those guys on the Chargers that make those plays on 3rd downs? I think that's my biggest question mark / X factor. I guess I would say Josh Palmer, Gerald Everett, guys like that have to play well tonight against a really, really quality opponent in the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, last week the Chargers had 6 sacks against the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Chiefs didn't allow a single sack against the Arizona Cardinals. One of those streaks is going to have to break. One of those teams is going to continue their streak, and one of those teams is going to fall off. But I think one of the biggest things, and I think it's a layup here, I wanted to talk about is how good Patrick Mahomes truly has been in the month of September. He has been absolutely dominant. A 12-2 record in the month of September. His touchdown interception ratio is incredible with 46 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And that last note at the bottom there, games with 3+ touchdowns. He's had 12 wins. And all 12 of those wins, he's had 3+ touchdowns. This game is expected to hit to be around that 52.5 over under. Last season, these 2 teams put up 54 total points. So you can probably expect Patrick Mahomes to throw another at least 3 touchdowns. Last week he threw 4 touchdowns.
Can I ask you a question? How do those numbers differ? And I'm seriously asking this. You may not have them, but
I'll have to get with my research team.
From like October, November, December. Like I would be curious to see, is there a drop off? Is it similar, or are we just saying Patrick Mahomes is great?
When I go into work tomorrow, I will get somebody to look up his numbers compared to October and November. I'll get a monthly report on Patrick Mahomes tomorrow when I go into work, just for you. Yeah, but in this game, so Patrick Mahomes, not only is Patrick Mahomes as good as he is in the month of September, but he's also 21-3 against the AFC West, and 2 of those losses coming against the Los Angeles Chargers. But in this game, like, it's headlined Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, rightfully so. But Aaron, what do you think?
A lot is going on over there, Vincent.
Yes, we all saw your face just creep up there.
We still can see you.
Yeah, she's just trying to hide. She's about to crawl. She's about to crawl through.
Oh my goodness!
But So all the chatter is about Patrick Mahomes versus Justin Herbert. Like, that's rightfully so. But Aaron, what is one thing that no one is talking about in this game that should be talked about?
I think it's the Chiefs running game, to be honest. It's the Clyde Edwards-Helaire. It's the Isaiah Pacheco, because that is where they need their production to come from. They need that aspect of their game. They don't need a lot of it, but last week they ran the ball, I believe it was close to almost 30 times, 27, 28 times, for 120 yards leading the game. But Isaiah Pacheco and Clyde Edwards-Helaire need to be involved. I know Clyde didn't run the ball a lot last week, but he was very efficient with his runs. He averaged 6 yards a carry, and the Pacheco came in towards the end for garbage time and cleaned up and did pretty well. They just need to attempt. And I've said this about them. I've said this about Buffalo. These explosive offenses that love to spread the ball around and throw it, that's fine. But you have to have the threat of a running game at some point in the red zone, 3rd and 1, play actions on 2nd and short. Like, you just have to have the threat, so the defense has to respect it. And I think that's going to be important for Kansas City in this one, to continue to just use their running backs in creative ways to create some sort of running illusion that there's a running game on their team.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we were talking about in the offseason, is how they just have to get them involved in some way. They don't have to be incredibly effective. They don't have to be like this perfect rushing team, because that's not their style. It's Patrick Mahomes' offense. But they have to have that be in this game and in throughout the season. Like you said, I mean, they rushed the ball around 27 times last week with Pacheco, Edwards, and even Jerick McKinnon had some work. So that's going to be huge here in this game against the Chargers. Let's get to the predictions here, Aaron. We got a 52.5 over under. Last year, they put up 54 plus points in those games. What's your score?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be over 52.5 in my opinion. I think the Chiefs offense is damn near unstoppable, which is crazy without Tyreek Hill. But Patrick Mahomes does not discriminate. You've seen how many guys caught passes last week, caught touchdowns last week. I think it happens again. I think they're able to move the ball and they're able to score pretty effectively. I'm going to take Kansas City in this one. They're at home. I think it is a close game. I do like what the Chargers are doing, but defensively, I still have questions. And they're probably not going to get those answers today either because of the run game. I don't think Kansas City is going to commit to it. But I think Kansas City pulls this one out. I'm going to say Kansas City wins 34-31. I'll say 34-31 Kansas City.
I'm going to go with 35-33 Kansas City. I think these two teams split this year. I think the Chiefs get the win here tonight on primetime at home. I do think it's going to be a shootout. I think we're going to see the loss of Keenan Allen play a part in this game. Like, I think that's what it comes down to, is that Patrick Mahomes is able to make his weapons look much better than what Justin Herbert is. And there's just going to be that one stop that the Kansas City Chiefs get on the Kansas City Chiefs get on Justin Herbert tonight, that has them get the win 35-33. And it's not a shot at Justin Herbert. Last week we saw plenty of lower name guys on the Chargers. And I don't mean disrespect, like lower name guys, but guys other than Keenan Allen get involved, and even other than Mike Williams, because he wasn't that involved either last week. We saw Justin Herbert able to make those guys look good. So he has the ability, but I think Patrick Mahomes just has that little bit more ability. And you can also say even the weapons that Patrick Mahomes have, they're more established than what is in Los Angeles. That could be the difference maker as well.
Well, one thing to note, big loss for Kansas City. Trent McDuffie's on IR, their rookie corner. He moved to IR with an injury. He's out for at least 4 weeks. I think that's a big blow to the Kansas City secondary because they already had lost Charvarius Ward. So I don't know. I'm on the other side. What's so funny?
Go ahead. I'll tell you after.
I'm on the other side. I actually think that Justin Herbert will be fine, and I think those weapons will step up. I think they have a bunch of guys that are really good players that are kind of behind Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. I think they'll be okay from an offensive standpoint. I just worry about them being able to stop Kansas City when it matters most.
I was chuckling because as soon as I said what I said about the Chargers passing attack and no Keenan Allen, Bailey picks up DeAndre Carter in our Sac City Fantasy League.
Oh, that's Bailey, man. He told me yesterday, he sent me a message talking about he traded CeeDee Lamb because of me. And I'm like, bro, I didn't tell you to trade CeeDee Lamb and Josh Jacobs for Christian Kirk and Chase Edmonds.
I just wanted to make sure. Oh, and Kenneth Walker. Don't forget Kenneth Walker was also in that trade.
Yeah, and then he added in Ken Walker like it was some, I don't know. Dude.
Well, I wanted to make sure that I was not getting I was not taking
you
advantage.
You absolutely hosed him.
But no. Yes. We don't need to talk about that. I don't care what I did. But I wanted to make sure before we made this trade that this was what he wanted to do. I wanted to make sure this was what he wanted to do. And he blamed you. So I don't care.